Hello, I am very, very happy to see you, and I'm just so glad that you've been able to join me for a little chill out, because I feel like this time of year we all need to find those little moments just for ourselves, just to relax and unwind. And today I thought we would do that on my sofa. Now, I don't think we've relaxed together on my sofa before, so this is nice. Of course, I am joined by a selection of fluffy cushions. I do rather like a fluffy cushion. However, I feel like if I move at the moment to show you the fluffy cushions, we'll have a bit of a wardrobe mishap. So, we'll stay nice and still. I'm nice and comfy, and I hope you are too. And I just think we can have a nice little chat, a nice little ramble together. And I do have a little bit of a sort of cough situation. Not that situation, but I do have a seasonal germ that has sort of stuck around for the past couple of weeks. And I've been feeling a little bit under the weather, a little bit run down, and yeah, I think I just need to chill. So this will be nice. I sadly haven't got a lovely hot drink. I feel like you need to have what I would really love, which would be a big hot chocolate with cream and maybe a dusting of chocolate. That would be nice. Funnily enough, whenever I have a hot chocolate, I don't think I ever have cream or marshmallows or anything like that. I just have hot chocolate. But I'm always very envious of people in coffee shops or wherever ordering these amazing drinks. And especially this time of year with all your sort of, is it a gingerbread latte? That's the thing. Try not cough. A gingerbread latte is a thing, right? Yes, I think so. Or, can you think of a nice wintry drink? You need to let me know. Yes. Well, I hope you're feeling okay. I know that this time of year can be difficult for a lot of people. You know, you may not celebrate the Christmas season. And, you know, I think that it can be difficult for those who just struggle with the sort of holiday season in general. It can be a sad time for a lot of people, I think. So I think it's really important to just do you during this time, because if you sort of have to force yourself to enjoy this time of year, then you're not going to enjoy it. So, you know, you do you. But yes, I have to say though, whilst I'm not the biggest fan of the day itself, because it reminds me of people who aren't in my family anymore. And I don't have the biggest families. I love the season. I'm very much here for the season of Christmas. I love the lights when they get put up in the streets. I love Christmas markets, and I love all the food and drink that comes with the season. I'm all for that. So maybe if you aren't 100% into the day itself, maybe you can find one thing that you like just about the season in general, and that can make you feel a little bit better. Yes. Now don't worry, I'm not going to waffle on about Christmas. No. It's not what this is about. This is just about relaxing and unwinding. Yes. Funnily enough, I was actually meant to be travelling for work, but unfortunately I'm just not feeling too good. So yes, I'm at home, and I have to say I'm rather relieved to be at home. I think there's something about travelling and being away that's just not nice. I don't think there's anything worse than feeling unwell and not being able to be in your own bed. So I'm quite grateful that I can just relax and recuperate, and that'll be really nice. I hope you have had a good day and you're feeling in good health. I know this time of year we can suffer with coughs and colds and all sorts, and I think it's nice to really take the time to just take care of ourselves. Just take care of ourselves and not worry too much. Now, I know that relaxing can be really hard, can't it, sometimes? I know that I really struggled to switch off. One of my go-to things, aside from listening to ASMR, is listening to the Calm app. And no, this isn't sponsored. If I were to be sponsored by a relaxation app, I'm Calm, I'm here. Because I use it like every day. I love it. And if I'm honest, I like listening to sort of silly, almost kid stories, really, because it reminds me and makes me feel very comforted, thinking back to my childhood and going to the library and renting a physical audio tape and popping it in my recorder, and then it would, get to a week or two and you'd have to take it back, and then I get a new one. And growing up, I was very, very scared of the dark, so I had to have my audiobooks on, and I had a little light, and that would get me to sleep. And similarly, today, whilst I've conquered the dark, I still don't love it, but I've sort of conquered it. I like to listen to something, and I don't like to go to sleep in silence. So in the summer months, I love it because I'll often have the fan on, like an actual fan. I love the sound of a fan. Are you a fan? A fan of a fan? I love the sound of a fan. And I find that so soothing. I love listening to things like sounds of rain, any sort of weather, really, even stormy, anything like that. I quite like the sound of waves. Sometimes it can make me need the low, like hearing water. But I know I should feel that way about rain, but somehow waves, I don't know, it's just different. I like the sound of the rainforest and yeah, anything like that. But aside from that, I love stories. And on the Calm app, there is a recording done by Stephen Fry. I always forget the name of the author of the actual story, but it is called Blue Gold, and it's about the lavender fields in Provence, and it's so soothing. I love it. There's another story by, is it Nick Offerman, who as an actor I love. Parks and Rec, any fans? And he reads The Big Bad Wolf. Is it The Big Bad Wolf? The Three Little Pigs? Big Bad Wolf. He reads that. That's good. And I like David Walliams reading Sienna the Sleepy Sloth. So those are my top 3. And there is something so comforting about listening to the same thing over and over again. Do you know what I haven't listened to, which seems like the obvious choice to listen to, is Stephen Fry narrating the Harry Potter books. But I think you may have to pay for that. That's not on the Calm app. And I'm just very mean. And I don't want to. So if you know where I can listen to that for free, then that would be good. I would love that. Anyway, what do you like to listen to before you go to sleep? I think it's nice to mix up, change up, says the girl who listens to the same 3 stories over and over. I know. But there we are. In terms of sort of other people I'm liking listening to at the moment, I'm really enjoying Jeannie B ASMR. She just seems like such a lovely lady. I think that's a big thing for me whenever I'm watching somebody or even just listening to something. I sort of like to know that they're a nice person. I don't know if that's just me. I think I would really struggle to relax if I knew that person wasn't nice. Does that make sense? Yeah. But there we are. Another thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to relax in the evenings and switch off from work by just forcing myself almost to watch TV. Now, it's weirdly more difficult than I sort of thought it would be, because I'm so used to working in the evenings. So I really have to sit down, shut everything down and take that time. So I make myself a little cup of tea. I have a little bit of dark chocolate, which I have for the health benefits, because apparently it's very good for your iron levels. Who knew? And as someone who has low iron levels, I'm here for it. So, yeah, I'll probably have a biscuit as well. I have a rich tea biscuit. It's a very plain biscuit, but I have that. And then I'll watch something on TV. And most recently, I don't know about you, but I have really been enjoying I'm a Celebrity. Get me out of it. Now, if you're not familiar with that show, I don't actually know if it's something that's done in other countries. You know, things like, I can't even think of anything now. Love Island or Big Brother or Married at First Sight, or I can't even think. You know, some shows they're done in different countries. Well, I'm not sure if I'm a Celebrity is, but it is a show where about 10 celebrities go into the jungle, and which I think is a rainforest, and they call it the jungle, but it's in Australia, and it effectively is a rainforest. Anyway, and they're there for about, I want to say 3 weeks. I think it's about 3 weeks, 3.5 maybe. And they have to do trials with all sorts of creepy crawlies and things to win stars. And these stars translate into food. So often, when a celebrity's voted, they'll do really well. And the camp will get some sort of, you know, delicacy, which isn't really normal. And if they don't do well, they get to eat the basics of rice and beans. Anyway, I've been particularly enjoying this series because for the past couple of years, where travel has been limited, the show was filmed in a Welsh castle, which didn't quite have the same vibe, funnily enough. And it made me feel very cold watching it. And often watching the Australian one, it's, apart from the odd downpour, it's normally nice and sunny, and it makes you think about nice weather. So I've been really enjoying it, and quite controversially, there's been an MP in there called Matt Hancock, and I think that stirred up some drama. And there's been people like Boy George and Chris Moyles, radio presenter, and some comedians, Jill Scott, a footballer, and yeah, lots of different people, but it's always fun to watch. But it's on every single night, so that's really forced me to watch it. And I have little group chats about it with friends. We're like, oh, did you see this? Did you see that? So yeah, that's been good. Have you been tuning into anything? I know that a lot of people have been tuning into The Crown. Have you checked out the latest season of The Crown yet? I have not, and I need to. I know that people have mixed feelings about it, so I want to check it out, see what I think. And aside from that, a bit of a weird one actually. So I enjoyed a series that was on BBC iPlayer, and it was called Ghosts. And basically it was a series about a young couple, who inherit a massive country mansion that's sort of half falling apart, needs loads doing to it, but it's stunning. The woman has a near-death experience, and when she comes sort of back around, she can see ghosts, and she can see the ghosts who live in this old house. And it's a real silly series. It's not obviously a drama. It's nothing dark. It's very, very light, and it's very easy viewing. And I think whenever you're a bit stressed or feeling, I don't know, like just you want to tune out, I feel like that kind of just light viewing is what you need. So I really enjoyed that, and that was a UK show. And then the other day, just a few days ago, I discovered they'd done a US one. And it's so funny because you watch it, and what they've done is it's basically identical to the British show, but with some changes in characters, but the storyline is kind of exactly the same. Even some episodes are sort of directly the same, obviously because it says on there it's still part of BBC Studios. But yeah, if you want a bit of an easy sort of viewing, something new to check out, pretty light-hearted, then I would recommend that. It's yeah, it's cute. It's cute. Yeah. Well, I don't know about you, but I am feeling very relieved to be in the warm and cosy. Now, I know I don't look like I'm very warm and cosy. No, I've got a nice little dress on. Thought I'd make the effort for you. But I can assure you I am wearing very fluffy socks. Very fluffy socks is very important, very important. This time of year to wear the fluffiest of fluffy socks. It's very important. Do you have something that you like to cozy up in? I like to cozy up in, I don't know, well, to be honest with you, when I do like to cozy up, I look a bit of a mess, actually, because I often have nothing on that matches. I'll have on massive socks, big hoodies, anything like that. So, not the most flattering, but comfort is key. Yes. So, I hope that you are in something warmer than me. Although I have to say, I'm very warm right now anyway in this room, so all good. All is good. Yes. Now, I said I wasn't going to bring it up, but obviously with December around the corner, we enter a particularly busy season, and with that, I know a lot of people can feel extra stressed, and I don't want you to feel stressed. I don't want either of us to feel stressed. So I thought we'd make a little pact right now, okay? So how about we say neither of us can get stressed, and if we get stressed, we're not allowed to wear nice comfy clothes. I think that's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good idea. I think, it's just one of those things where you have to take every day as it comes. I think if you think about things as a whole and think about a list of things you may or may not have to do, then I think things can become overwhelming. We don't want that. No, we don't want that. No. I just heard my tummy do a little bit of a rumble there. I do apologise. Terribly, terribly rude of my tummy. But I have to say, I am slightly craving some Christmassy food. Said I wasn't going to mention it, didn't I? I'm not going to mention it. No. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. It's fine. One thing I have been trying to do to help me relax, and maybe we can try this together, is box breathing. Now, this is effectively very simple. You breathe in for 4, you hold for 4, you exhale for 4, and then you sort of just sit for 4, like a nice little box, and you imagine it in your mind like you're drawing a nice little box, and it's a nice controlled way of breathing. So shall we try it together? We'll give it a little try. Okay, so we're going to breathe in for 4. It's quite nice. I find it quite settling and soothing, actually. I think it can be really hard to control your breathing, and I know at the moment where I'm not feeling too well, I can feel a sort of heaviness on my chest, and it can make me feel quite anxious. So I have to be really conscious of just slowing my breathing, going with the flow, and just taking the time to unwind. And I hope that you're doing the same, because there's nothing worse than not being able to relax and having your mind on a constant loop. And that's often how I'll feel, to be honest. And it's something that I'm really trying to work on. So maybe we can work on it together. Yeah. Just taking that time to say that it's okay to switch off, and our minds don't always have to be on. I think that's really nice. Yeah. Now, as I say, I hope that you are in something very comfortable, because that is of utmost importance. It really is. You've got to be comfy, you've got to be feeling cute, you've got to be feeling nice. It's very important, very important. And you've got to have your comfy cushions, maybe a comfy blanket. It's all got to be going on. And when you're in your most comfiest of comfies and you're feeling all warm and nice and lovely, you can work on your breathing. You can work on focusing on nice, happy thoughts. And you can remember that everything is going to be fine. I think that's something that I always have to remind myself. You can't control everything. Some days are going to be bad. Other days are going to be great. And you just have to do your best. And that's really all you can do. So if you find yourself pressuring yourself or struggling to relax because you feel anxious, overthinking, worrying, doing all these things that we like to do to ourselves in our brains, just take the moment to realise that it's going to be okay. And if it's not, then you're going to figure it out, because you always do. And as my mug once said, before I broke it, everything is going to be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, then it's not the end. And I think that's a pretty good thing to remember. And on that note, I'm going to leave you to relax even further. But thank you so much for listening, for being here and being present, for taking this time for yourself to relax, unwind. And remember that these moments are really important. And I'm so glad you took this time. And I'm so happy that we got to relax together. I'm always going to be here if you need to relax anymore, because I'm all here for the constant relaxation. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. And hopefully, whenever you're ready for sleep, you have the best night's sleep you can. And if you're not going to sleep, then I hope you just go about the rest of your day feeling nice and calm, in control, and feeling nice and relaxed. I'll see you again soon, and I'll always be here should you need me.